Hello, relatives. Welcome to this week's Schlagbyte. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Hammerschlag. I'm a psychiatrist. I'm also, among other things, a humanitarian clown. But if you want to find out more about me, look me up on my website at healingdoc.com. So this week's Schlagbyte is entitled Caught Pants Down. A dear friend of mine is the board chairman of a foundation that provides free dental care to the homeless and underserved. He asked me if I'd deliver the invocation to open their annual meeting. It's no big deal, he said. Just 3 minutes, but it is at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I tried to get out of it by saying, "This is much too early for me. I don't speak until an hour after I get up, yada, yada, yada." But the real reason was that while we were talking, I could feel my breath becoming more labored. Just talking about doing an opening prayer was enough to get my heart pumping, and I told him I'd think about it and let him know. Delivering a prayer for me is more anxiety-provoking than delivering a 1-hour keynote address. When I speak, I think about what I'm going to say, organize its flow. I come prepared. A prayer, on the other hand, is a spontaneous evocation of my soul. When I pray, I don't think about it at all. I trust that the words will come directly from my heart to my lips. I have faith that something will come to me without having to think about it. And I'm thinking, if my heart is beating fast, just talking to a beloved friend, how much more intense could it become if I was in front of 200 people? What if the words don't flow and I struggle? Am I willing to reveal my truth so publicly? I don't deal well with surprises anymore. My heart's already working overtime just to keep up with everyday activities. Any challenges that trigger an adrenaline surge can leave me breathless. But I also believe that telling your truth will keep you healthy in mind, body, and spirit. And the truth is when what you say with your words and what you feel and believe in your heart and revealed by your actions are all telling the same story. I've been telling this story for the last 50 years, and I believe it. Yet here I am, afraid to tell my truth at this moment. I don't want to stand up in public and, if I struggle, then be seen as a pale reflection of the deep-throated warbler I once was, or worse, be pitied. I loathe pity. So after thinking about it, I decided I had to be real, and I called my friend and said I would do it. That night, I had an intense dream. I was at the hotel where I was going to deliver the invocation, and I'm in their main pool cleaning the tiles. While I'm doing it, I'm wondering, why me and not the hotel staff? So I asked to speak to the manager, who finds me and takes me into his huge ballroom-sized office. We sit at his desk in one corner of this big space, and after the requisite introductions, he took a telephone call and told me that he had to take care of this and left. In his absence, I explored the room, and in the corner furthest away from where I'm sitting is a toilet, and suddenly I had the urge to use it. Went over, dropped my pants, and sat down. Looking straight ahead, I see in front of me glass sliding doors, and outside of them, there are people walking up the path toward me. I got up quickly, but I was unable to pull up my pants, and I started breathing heavily. So I bent over to catch my breath, and at my feet I saw a feather. And when I picked it up, my breath became less labored. This dream seems pretty self-explanatory. I'm caught with my pants down and completely exposed. This is my current struggle as I face my growing limitations. Can I tame my ego enough to allow myself to be this vulnerable? But the dream is also not just about this struggle. It's also about salvation. The dream provides a solution. Because when I pick up the feather, it helps me breathe again. And I knew that when I woke up that I would begin my invocation with my eagle feather. The eagle feather is a potent symbol for me. It helps me create a space where I can separate myself from ordinary time and place, open my soul, and see the landscape with new eyes. I use an eagle feather, but virtually any object can be invested with this kind of power. It could be an amulet, animal, song, a prayer shawl, a crystal, or a teddy bear. But they have to be a symbol that reminds you that you are connected to something other than yourself, something that strengthens you and makes you feel whole, maybe even holy. On the morning of the invocation, I sat on the stage so I wouldn't have to walk up the steps after they introduced me. And when I approached the lectern, my hand was trembling as I picked up the eagle feather and lit some sage. I waved the fragrant smoke over the audience to bless them, and as I did, my hand no longer felt shaky. It simply became a wave. I felt my anxiety lighten, and I had no problem after that. I spoke a little more slowly, but I found that as I speak less, people listen more. I wish I'd learned that a little earlier. My life continues to unfold around me. I am totally engaged in the here and now. I'm surrounded by love, and in my nakedness and trembling hands, my eyes are still wide open and still entranced by the rapture of being alive. So that's what I have to say this week, relatives. Come to every day with joy. I say this for all my relations. Mitakuye.